Hey guys,
Hey
how you
guys.
doing? It's Valerie and
And
Josie.
Josie.
We wanted to share some news with you guys, and you guys have been a huge support for us in our business
Yes, thank you.
in real estate. And for me, I've been doing this for a long time now, and one of the things that I've always wanted to do is be able to give back, and also for Josie, I know that we've talked about it a lot. And you know, for me, it's been about wanting to give back to not just any organization, because there's so many options out there, but to something that's more personal and more real, you know, for us, that has an impact for us. And so Josie can talk about kind of what we decided to do.
All right, guys. So I have a little story for you that some of you are familiar with. So about 10 months ago, my boyfriend Damien, who's also a big supporter of ours, he helps at all of our seminars and things. So as some of you may remember, Damien fell sick last year. It was right in March where he started to have these weird symptoms. He had some swelling in his hands, he had high fever, kept going back and forth to the doctors. You know, physically he seemed fine, all his blood work was great, couldn't figure out what was wrong. And then in April, the swelling got so bad, and he had had a fever for probably about a month, that we had to bring him back to the ER, which they finally admitted him because of how bad the swelling was around his face and his throat and things like that. And then they ran probably every test under the sun. You know, we were at Bridgeport Hospital for 2 weeks, okay, and it was intense. So, I mean, I love my nurses, so if any of you are watching, 8th floor nurses, thank you so much. They were amazing. The doctors just could not figure out what it was. And I will never forget, because it was Easter Sunday, and my little Catholic self was in the hospital on Easter Sunday when Damien all of a sudden had a seizure. So this great, healthy guy who, you know, works out all the time and physically fit and he's in great shape, and all of a sudden no one knows what's wrong for a week at this point, and he's having a seizure. So at that point, of course, as you can imagine, I was ready to just like kill everybody until they could figure out what was wrong with him. You know, and his mom and his sisters, his family who came, and also just everyone surrounding him with love and support. And it got really bad. So finally, the nurses and the doctors ran all sorts of tests. So from my understanding, they stayed up all night on this type of like text messaging chat session, going back and forth with each other, trying to figure out what's wrong with this guy in our hospital, so that they could get to the bottom of it. And then it turns out that Damien had lupus. So like many of you, like me, many of you might be wondering, so what is lupus? You know, it's something that I've heard of, but I didn't really know what it was. And I certainly wouldn't have associated it with the symptoms that he had been having for over a month at this point. So lupus, in its simplest form, is an autoimmune disease. But what does that mean? So an autoimmune, guys, is something where essentially your body is attacking itself. So for a normal person, if you catch a cold, for example, you know, then you've got like all these little antibodies that are gonna help fight that cold that's in your system. But in Damien's case, or someone who has an autoimmune disease, it kind of gets all wonky. So rather than fighting the good cells, your body starts attacking the good cells. And that's why the swelling and the inflammation, and then he eventually had swelling that reached his brain, which is why the seizures happened. So lupus in and of itself is a lifelong sickness. Unfortunately, there is no cure for it. And as bad as it was, Damien was actually one of the lucky ones. From what we've been hearing ever since from all the doctors that he's seen, it can get way worse. You know, a lot of people with lupus suffer from extreme fatigue. You know, the seizures isn't uncommon. Depending on how the body attacks itself, it can attack organs as well and things of that nature, where you can have kidney failure or, you know, lung issues, heart failure, whatever the case is. There's a lot of different really bad things that can happen. And he was in treatment for months and months after. So we were blessed so blessed that we were referred to a rheumatologist at Yale University. He's actually the chief of the lupus department at Yale, and his name is Dr. Fotios Kampouras. And Dr. Kampouras met us within one day, looked at Damien's charts, and automatically was like, I'm taking over your case, because the doctors that we originally were referred to from the hospital would not have been equipped to deal with his situation. And ever since then, he's been amazing. He's been able to try different types of treatments and medications, and we've been going once or twice a month at least with follow-up appointments for Damien, between the doctor as well as neurologists and things of that nature, to make sure he's getting the best treatment possible. So we are so grateful for him, of course, and the work that his team does. He also works with his lead nurse is Jacinta, who is someone that I went to high school with. So it was a big surprise to kind of see someone that I knew who was able to kind of be on this case. It kind of helped make it feel a little bit more familiar, a little bit more comfortable for me and for Damien. And his entire team at Yale has been amazing in kind of helping go through this lupus program. So they do a specific lupus research program as well as lupus wellness program for the lupus patients, where they're constantly doing different types of trial tests, constantly trying to find out more about what causes lupus. Again, it's an autoimmune, so what causes it, different ways to maybe eventually one day cure it, but at least to minimize the impact that it has on a patient's body. So with that said,
so based on all the great work that they're doing at Yale and at the department, and the impact that it's had on our family, because Damien is like a brother to me as well, we wanted to find a way to be able to give back. And so what we've decided is that a portion of every one of our sales for the year, and hopefully going forward as well, will go towards back to that Lupus Foundation at Yale directly. And our goal this year is to be able to raise at least $5,000 from our transactions to go and to be able to be donated to them. So, guys, we're looking for your help. Our goal is to be able to help at least 75 people to get a new home this year. So if you know someone that's looking to buy or sell and that needs help, you can send them our way and know that a portion of every one of their transactions is going to go towards the Lupus Foundation. We've already been able to give $250, and we're going to be doing a whole lot more. So. Yeah.
So every month, at the end of the month, based on the number of closings that we've had, we're going to be cutting a check or going online to send in our monthly donation to the Yale Lupus Research Center. I was able to connect with Erin, who was very helpful in getting us set up for that. So what we're reaching out for you guys, so if you're a current client, if you were one of our recent past clients, then just know that a donation was made. If you close in January, if you were someone that we've closed with in the past, or a vendor partner, or just someone who maybe doesn't need real estate help, but you still want to help towards our goal of our fundraiser, then please get in touch with us, and we will definitely tell you how you can send in a donation so that we can add that to our goal for the year.
So you guys have always been so supportive of us, especially over these last few years as you've seen us grow publicly on Facebook. And so this is why we're bringing this to you now publicly and looking for your additional support. We thank you and you love you as always. And,
Absolutely.
Should you ever need us, you know how to reach us.
Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to hear from some of you guys soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.